Hi, I'm Kristen Decker McCary, and I'm here in Houston at the conference for Alliance for a New Nigeria, and you're watching Unveiling Africa. We're so honored to have you here on our show, talking about the future of Nigeria, actually the present, which will be the future eventually. And we know that you're the chairperson for the Alliance for Nigeria, for the New Nigeria. So please tell us your name, where you're from in Nigeria, and also how this came about.
Okay. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me on this Unveiling for Africa platform. Yeah, I'm Dr. J.O.C. Samuels. I was born in Ibadan, Oyo State, by parents from Fuga. Both parents are from Fuga. Yeah. So I grew up in Ibadan, had my primary education in Fuga, but did my high school, or you call high school here, in my hometown Fuga, primarily because my dad believed so much in where we come from and didn't want us to get lost in Yoruba land. So I did my high school there, and I came back to Ibadan for my sorry, I'm mixing it up. My primary school in Ibadan, but high school in Fuga.
Okay.
Then I came back to Ibadan for the university degree where I studied medicine at the University of Ibadan. Then afterwards, I moved to the far north in Kaduna, precisely for my mandatory 1-year internship. After which I came back down south again to Lagos. I did my NYSC, and I worked in the same hospital for a few years before I actually got a fellowship for postdoctoral fellowship to Harvard University in Boston, and I was there for 5 years. I did my fellowship, did my master's degree in public health, worked on my projects, but in all of those times that I was at Harvard, I was always coming back home to Nigeria for one assignment or the other. But I finally came back to Nigeria in 2006, and I've been in Nigeria ever since. Yeah. So I was motivated into stepping into the political space by the sheer magnitude of decadence that has pervaded our country, in spite of all the abundance of human and mineral resources that is in the land. And this has even come to fore more because I happen to work in the development field, and that gives me a front row seat into the interplay between government and funding agencies. So I just couldn't fathom why a country so blessed will continue to just wallow and struggle into giving the basic things to its citizens. But it became more painful when in the last few years you see how our leaders have kind of taken us for granted. It's like they don't even pretend anymore about the plight of the people and what the country is going through. Mediocrity has been the order of the day. So that's why some of us came together and said, rather than sitting in our offices or going online or even at parties or wherever we gather to be complaining about all that is wrong with Nigeria, we can actually do something. Because coming with my background as a project person, I see Nigeria as a project. That if Nigeria was a company, it should have been bankrupt by now. So the people that we have entrusted with managing Nigeria, managing our resources, because we all agree that we can't all be leaders or we cannot be in governance. But these people, they said this was their own what's it called? Their own profession. Let me put it that way. Just like we have our own profession we leave our homes every day, either go to our businesses or go to our offices to earn that which. So the expectation is that our leaders too, for being the people that have been ensured, so they should be concerned.
Yes.
But they are not concerned. So that's why we said we cannot longer continue to keep silent. If they don't have the answers, if they are not interested in looking for solutions, we will step into the fray. So that was what motivated us.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate the fact that you guys took that stance to get with the program when the program wasn't getting on. Okay, so I say this because we have seen so many people come along. They want to change Nigeria for change, this and the other, but it goes back to the same old living, standards, the same old poor mediocrity, like you said, poor sustenance of living. So now, what makes you different from all the rest who have come before us, before you, to say we're going to make a change, we're going to do something about this Nigeria that we see? What makes you so different that if they come to you, those big cabals and everybody, and say, look, let's split some money here, or let's do something, we'll give you a post or commitment, and you'll be quiet. How is that going to play out? Are you ready for that?
I'm not. I don't consider myself as wealthy or whatever. I am just a Nigerian that is comfortable. So, but I have no business coming to the political space. And I don't need 2 houses, I don't need 3 houses, I don't need multiple, all of those things. Once I get those, so the real motivation is just to offer service. So there's nothing you're going to be offering me that will be enticing me to want to say, oh, I will mortgage my principle, my ideas, or what has now become the ideas of the whatever. So the party or the foundation was laid by people in that kind of mold, to the point that we are not going to be swayed. But it will be interesting to know that even as far back as May last year, when we didn't even know we were going to get this kind of impact or get to where we are today, we were offered billions. In fact, not just that, we were invited, housed, fed in a house, and given a proposition that if you do this, we are ready to do this, and 5 of us. For me, the greatest joy that I had that day was when we woke up the following morning, all of us left that house without even giving it a thought, without a blame, because this is what we believed in.
And that's what we need for Nigeria today. And I've always said this, even, I was born outside of Nigeria, but I've always been interested in my culture, in my country. In fact, people never believe that I'm Nigerian, but I always promote that fact that I am Nigerian, 100% full-fledged, and I'm very interested. In fact, to the point that I sacrificed my husband, because he went home to say he wanted to run for office as well, but he wanted to start from the House of Representatives, I believe. And I think if that's not the greatest sacrifice that I could give to my country, I don't know what else that will be. But I say this to say that as a party chairman, what are your responsibilities to ensure that this will go through all the way and be as pure and as truthful as you started as such?
Well, for me, I appreciate the sacrifice I've already given. Like I said, the fact that I got to where I am today, I need to sacrifice that I've put in, and I need to sacrifice that others have put in. So, for me, the fact that if you do anything untoward, not only will I be disappointing myself, I will be disappointing my fellow founding fathers of this party, as well as the thousands and potentially millions of Nigeria that I believe in this dream and this vision. So that is what drives. And I can say to anybody today that, in fact, just this last week, we were invited to a meeting, and we walked out of it. We didn't even spend 2 minutes there. The moment we saw all the people that were seated in that room, because they are the same people that are responsible for the way the country is. So for them to now be saying they want to restore the country and everything, I don't say anything. They will. So we are clearly focused, and we're not going to be deterred. The only thing we can say is that we are ready to work with any individual or groups that shares the same vision.
And that was my next question, actually, because there are so many new people, newcomers into the field, and I was wondering if you all have a shared or common goal, and if you're willing to work with them, and to what extent you're going to work with them.
Yeah, or they say water finds its level, and birds of the same feather flock together. So for us, we are not afraid to sit down and discuss with anybody. But what we can guarantee is that our vision, our focus, we are not ready to compromise it. Okay. So if you are able to find yourself comfortable with our stand, our ideals, then we can work with you. Okay. But what we have seen over time is that most people that are not able to
meet up to your goals,
they leave.
And may I suggest a name, because he also has a reporting media company here. He left that to go back home to run because he had the passion to change his country. I think his name is Shawore, the Sahara Reporters guy. Omoyele, yes. And so has he approached you? Are you in the works of working together? Do you seem as someone that you can all put your heads together and do something about the country?
I'm very, very positive that when he decided to pitch his tent with a political party, to be with Alliance for New Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We have spoken before. His people have reached out to us, okay. And we are very hopeful that when he makes up his mind, he is very much welcome within us. So the raw ingredients, he has it. So as per whether it will be the man, it's not me to decide, because there are going to be, or there are other aspirants on the platform of the party. Right. So it's the people that will decide, because the commitment that we have for all of our aspirants, those that are already on board and those that are going to come on the platform, is for us to provide level playing field for a free and fair, transparent primary process, to the extent that whoever emerges on our platform will be proud to say, I won and I won fair and square. And whoever lost will concede and be ready and willing to not just hug, but also work with the person that lost. That won, sorry. So that is our commitment to all of our aspirants, not just at the presidential level, even at the other down ballot positions.
Now, thank you so much for what you've for actually meeting with me today, for talking to me about your aspirations and goals, especially for this party, Alliance for New Nigeria. I know it's a new Nigeria, and I know you guys have promised the very best for a new Nigeria, because you know what, Nigeria has so much potential, and I wish. And one person said, several people actually, not one, I take that back, has said that if Nigerians can just get a good leadership, we will be the #1 country or destination for the world. I mean, I meet people every day. The moment I say I'm Nigerian, they all want to go to Nigeria, and I've never ever been put down by anybody once I mentioned the fact that I'm Nigerian, and that's because of the presence, the representation we've given. So I want to say this to you, sir. How going forward, I know you're also incorporating the youths of Nigeria, because we have a whole lot of them ready to serve and ready to follow the right leadership. How have you taken this into consideration in your in this process of governance or potential governance of the country?
I mean the
youths.
Yeah, I mean, like I shared earlier on in the course of this conference, the youths form the core of our target audience, because we, in our own analysis of the political situation in Nigeria, we realize that most oftentimes youths are being used as tools to disrupt or to cause mayhem and havoc within the local space, and they are usually approached towards the end of very close to election. So, but our own approach is to engage them now, even as ambassadors. So right now we have what we call ANN ambassadors in almost every institutions in Nigeria. We also have we're currently recruiting volunteers among these youths all over the country who are going to be engaging to sell the ANN message across the nook and cranny of Nigeria. So in a nutshell, youths form a major part of our plan going forward. Will be one of the priority of ANN-led government come 2019 in Nigeria.
You should win. You should definitely win, because you got a presence. I mean, your party has a presence. The values, the compassion, the honesty, of what leadership should all be all about. And I love what and I'm going to be talking to him very soon. Your party aspirant, Mr. Fela Dorotoye. I love what he's already saying, but between the distinction between leadership and rulers, that we're being ruled all this time, not led, and there's a big difference. He actually has impassioned this claim to the masses, and I believe that with this going forward, Nigerians begin to realize that we've been actually, I don't know what else to say. We've been killed all this time, lack of a better word. And now that we see a new Nigeria, I think we're gonna go places. We're gonna be the next Dubai of the world, where everyone will flock to, and we have the potential to make that happen. I've seen his speeches on Daystar, and he talked about the comparisons and how Dubai started and where it is today, and we're even way ahead of where Dubai started. So we can see this happen, accelerated, like you said, within years, of his leadership. So I congratulate you again, and I thank you for this opportunity to speak with you now. I'd love to speak with you again when we win, because now we'll actually be able to play out what we've planned, and people will see that Nigeria can be something at the end of the day. What message or what would you like to leave behind to our viewers now who are watching this and saying, another storyteller again, another another full of lies or whatever? What are you going to tell them that makes us different from this time around?
Okay, what I'll say to my fellow compatriots that are watching us right now is that do not lose hope in Nigeria. Nigeria is our country. We are the only ones that can make Nigeria better than what it is. If we decide to give up, it will only get worse. So, especially all of you in the diaspora that economically you have been supporting millions of people in Nigeria and indirectly sustaining the government. A $20 billion per annum and still growing economy from the diaspora, that is doing something that one can ignore. But unfortunately, the government, I don't think they've been doing so much into, reaching out to the diaspora the way they should, especially in the area of your involvement in politics, in looking at how they can make it possible for people in the diaspora to vote. But for me, I don't want to see it as diaspora voting alone. It's actually universal voting, whereas anybody, any Nigerian, wherever you are, can vote, no matter what. But the government of the day currently and the ones in the past, they know the power that you guys hold. That is why they are scared. They don't want to give voice, give life to that power, because you guys are knowledgeable, you are well exposed, you have the reach to ask questions if things are not going right. The current government, they prefer it the way it is, where people that they like to call the grassroots, the people that they can share 1,000, 4,000 naira to, and will go home and keep quiet for the next 4 years. They will not ask questions. But we are about to unleash that power. We are about to make it possible for a party that is owned by ordinary Nigerians, not some godfather, not some cabal sitting somewhere. A party where every Nigerian has a saying. We want to unleash that, so that by the time ANN gets into power in 2019, it will be clear to all that it was only possible by the power of the people, not because of one godfather. Then, as a party, we will be beholden not to special interests, but to the power of the people. So we can only serve the needs, the yearnings, and aspirations of the people for us to remain in power. That is the message for you. So I know for now you are not able to vote because we have preached your message, we have canvassed, and they said it's not possible. But we know that you have people back home in Nigeria that rely and depend on you, very kind of your sustenance, the way you send money and all those things above. So talk to those people. Tell them not to collect all those pittance. Tell them to get off their asses. Let them go and register and collect their PBCs, and they should open their eyes and look out for the party that best serves their needs and aspirations. Our appeal to you that let them pick ANN as that party that will serve their needs, so that by the time we get into power, we can do that will make it possible for everybody, all Nigerians, to have a voice, to have a say in the vote.
On that note, we thank you so very much for being with us, for being with Unveiling Africa, and we hope to unveil more about Africa, especially Nigeria, into the next century. Thank you very much, Dr. J. Samuels.
My pleasure.
More power to the people. Thank you.